I see this a lot. You've got vision, but when you look around, it's like somebody already wrote your role. So what do? You start mimicking that person, hoping it'll work for you too. I've probably been guilty of this myself, but I see it a lot all over the place. But here's the thing. Because honestly, mimicking may be a form of flattery, but it is absolutely not a strategy. It is self erasure. You just become a copycat. I don't want that for you. Not if you want to be a thought leader that grows your business using books to attract clients. That's not the way to go. Liam Neeson did not try to be Leslie Nielsen when he took on the Naked Gun. He made Frank Drebin Jr. his own character, and that's why it landed. In this quirky corner episode of Coffee with Karma, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 mindset traps that can make your voice a spoof and how to step fully into your own voice so that you can make your role actually yours. Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I help big thinkers, visionary leaders, and seasoned executives write, publish, and market client attracting books so that they can grow their business. And I do it with gamification and ethical AI so that it happens fast and fun. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell so that the YouTube algorithm knows that this is good content for people like you who want to grow their business with books. Now let's get to my Naked Gun inspired mindset traps that keep you spoofing yourself rather than stepping into your authentic self. First one is you are auditioning for someone else's movie. So I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. Sometimes you do want to audition for someone else's movie, but you want to make it your own movie. So when you write like a thought leader that you admire, that's how you learn, but don't publish that stuff because then your book becomes parody. You don't wanna be the naked gun of thought leaders, okay? You don't wanna be Airplane. You don't wanna be Scary Movie. You don't build your platform that way. You need to own your voice because you were cast in your story for a reason. You can own it. Number 2, you think being taken seriously means acting serious. Some of the most powerful voices play for humor and offbeat honesty. Both Leslie Nielsen and Liam Neeson got their start as serious actors. Leslie Nielsen was in Forbidden Planet, which is a science fiction cult film where he's the heroic figure throughout the movie, the romantic interest. And of course, then he does Police Squad. And he was able to play that straight man so well that it made the humor amplified, and that's how The Naked Gun was born. But it was Airplane that got him The Naked Gun. Airplane plus Police Squad equals The Naked Gun movies. Well, Liam Neeson, he's been a dramatic actor. He was in Rob Roy. He was in Schindler's List, playing Schindler. And of course, there's all the Taken movies. So he's like become this sort of action man. And yet, both of them were able to take that gritty, serious acting chops and play it for laughs well. Now, this was Liam Neeson's kind of first foray into that, so it was a little rocky, but I have high hopes if they decide to continue with the Naked Gun films because I loved Liam in that. And I have to admit, I was really surprised by Pamela Sue Anderson. I didn't even recognize her. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Anyway, when you step into your full voice and you play it for all the different ways it can be, you get range. And that's what both Leslie and Liam did. They showed they had range. Number 3, you measure your progress by someone else's highlight reel. Doom scrolling, oh, it's the FOMO is real. And we see everyone's highlight reel and how they're doing all this great stuff, and you don't see the messy very often. So you think, well, they just have it easy. They've got it easy. And no, none of us have it easy, honestly. Even people born with a spoon in their mouth have downtimes. And watching someone at the height of their business, you miss all the years and the work and the sweat and the tears that went into building that. So Leslie Nielsen embodied the role of Frank Drebin so well that Liam Neeson was nervous about stepping into the role, and rightly so. Other authors, they've taken their launches, they've taken interviews, they've taken panels. Those things, they aren't your proof for being behind. You know, the guy in the Lambo, that may not even be his Lambo. A lot of these people, they will rent the place and go, look at this. Look at this lifestyle I live. It's not even mine. It's like all that you see on YouTube and the internet is not necessarily real. Sometimes it's a lie. And so trying to live up to that lie or trying to live up to what someone put a lot of hard work, sweat, and tears into, and you just want to have it, it's not going to happen. So own your path. Own your path. Now, if you need some ideas of what getting that path to look like a book can look like, just grab a copy of my Write Book Roadmap at carmaspence.com/Write Book Roadmap. Now let's get to number 4. You're trying to play it right when you should be playing it real. Again, these actors, both Liam and Leslie, start off as serious actors. And when they stepped into the comedic roles, rather than trying to play for yaka yaka yaka, they're not Fuzzy Bear, waka waka waka. They played it like straight. I mean, there are so many scenes in The Naked Gun that are so ridiculous, and yet Liam Neeson's like, "Thank you, cup of coffee. Yes, I'll have another cup of coffee." Throws the full cup he has away and grabs a new one. He's driving in a car. He grabs in a thank you for the cup. I mean, it's like so random. It reminds me of when, oh my gosh, this is the same kind of humor that's used over and over again. And I'm going on a little bit of a side story here. Back in my 20s, I worked for a company called SCO. Santa Cruz operation, and they were at the forefront of the user interface that is now very common in Mac and Windows. But back then, it was fairly new. Mac was very early, and this company used Open Desktop, was what it was called, ODT, Open Desktop. And Microsoft used it, and then we would license it, and then we created our own version called Xenix, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, software company. And every year, the company would rent out the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk and hold a party for the employees. And part of that party, employees would get together and put on a show. And for the 2 or 3 of those years, I was in this show. And the last year I got this idea that I contributed to the show that we were going to put a belly dancer in almost every scene that we could. We would just random belly dancer because me and one of the other people were part of a belly dance troupe, so we thought that would be really funny. So we kept showing up on other people's skits. There was a skit about how there were like these vampire floppy drives, and that's back when they were 5 1/4 inch. And so they took a picture of victims of the fly, and there's what me in my belly dance costume with floppy disks dead. Like, and then we did a whole skit with, anyway, it was really funny. That's kind of, there's that through line. Well, and I'm getting somewhere actually. What's your through line? Because your through line could be something humorous or it could be something serious, but you've got a through line and it's your through line. It's your quirk, your, like my mentor Molly says, your quesadilla of awesome. It's what I call your geek factor. It's that je ne sais quoi that makes you you. So don't try to play it right. Play it real. Play it you. And number 5, you assume the role has already been perfected. You think it's already been done, but better. But like Neeson stepping into Nielsen's, that's really hard to say because they both both have last names that sound alike, very similar. When Neeson stepped into Nielsen's role, stepped into comedy, his success didn't come from duplicating what Leslie did. He did his own version of what Leslie did. It's about reinterpreting things your way. Am I the first book coach out there? No, not at all. But am I the first Carma Spence, who's been a book coach? Yes, because only, well, I could say there was only one Carma Spence, but I, I can't. I have a family member who goes by the same name. So I'm Carma 3, actually, in my family, but I'm Carma Spence 2. Um, yeah. Long story. It's me sometime at a convention. Anyway, reinterpret what you do your way. And you know what? That will attract the people who are meant to learn it from you. There are going to be people who like Neeson's version of Drebin better than Leslie, and vice versa. And that's okay. That's okay. We all have our quirks and our interests and who we're drawn to. So be you, step into your geek factor, step into your authentic you, and own your space. Next week, I will be back with more good stuff. This is Carma Spence saying ciao for now.